Fun Spot Orlando is an amusement park located in the heart of Orlando, Florida, and with it being home to over 27 rides and attractions, there is no wonder it's so popular. However, today we are going to count down the top 10 rides at Fun Spot Orlando. Starting off at number 10, we have Tilt-A-Whirl, and no matter whether you want to spin more than you have ever been spun before, or you are just looking for another fun family attraction, then this is the ride for you. The only thing is, however, it is not all easy spinning, because as soon as you have taken your seat with up to one other person, not only will you be spun around and around and around on a spinning platform, but then this is connected to two other spinning platforms that will then also rise you up and down, creating a pretty dizzy experience that I would feel wrong not putting on our top 10 list. You can't have an amusement park without a Scramblur attraction, and Fun Spot Orlando is no exception. As for our number 9 position, we have Scramblur, the park's believe it or not Scramblur ride. And so for starters, with this being one, if not the most common type of ride around the world, if you are visiting the park on a busy day, then we'll suggest riding the more unique attractions first. Yet if you do get a chance to ride, you'll definitely not be disappointed, with similar to Tilt-A-Whirl, your gondola spinning around non-stop until you are quite literally pushed against the edge of your seats. From spinning around non-stop to surfing some Floridian waves, for our number 8 position, we have Rip Curl, where you, of course if you think you are surf ready, will be able to have an adventure that you will never ever forget. Quite literally, because along your journey over and into those waves, you will both head around in circles, over bumps and into tunnel sections at thrilling speeds, forwards as well as backwards too. Isn't that just awesome? And therefore, when also taken into account its fun theming, music and lighting package too, this should definitely be a must do on your next visit to the park. For our number 7 spot on our top 10 list, things are starting to become a lot more crazy, as we have Firecracker, and ever since its debut back in May 2022, making it the newest ride at Fun Spot Orlando, it has always been a fan favourite, and for a good reason. As for starters, just looking at this drop tower is incredible, with its 5-story lightly lit structure rotating throughout the day and night. And on ride it only gets 10 times cooler, with you rising, dropping as well as bouncing on this spinning structure for almost 2 minutes, providing a fun and enjoyment of a large drop tower just without the petrifying heights. It is time for our first but definitely not last roller coaster on the list. As for our number 6 position, we have Freedom Flyer, and even though it is another family coaster, it definitely packs a punch, with as soon as you have boarded the giant train, which for the best overall experience, we would suggest sitting at the front of, you're experiencing everything from giant drops to bank turns to even 2 helixes throughout the sky whilst your legs are completely dangling. And you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know that this is both very fun as well as a perfect attraction for all adults, kids and those absolute thrill seekers alike. Top 5 were and coming in for this position, we have Liberty Swing. The ride has taken your classic swing ride to the next level, and here is how. Now of course it would not be a swing ride without lifting and swinging you high into the air, and Liberty Swing is no different. However, what brings it to the next level is the fact that if you want to make your ride a lot, and I mean a lot more intense, you can choose the face down seats, allowing you to do all of these thrills in a Superman position, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. The question is, however, what would you choose? Seat, face down, or watch from ground level? Comment down below. If you get scared easily, then skip to number 3. As for our number 4 position, we have Headrush 360, which, as you can probably guess by the name, is not for a faint of heart. And you would not be wrong, with despite its size making it look like a pretty tame and calm ride. Trust me when I say, if anything, it makes it even more intense, as instead of just rotating around in circles whilst flipping upside down once or twice like on the larger pendulum rides, with this being a lot smaller, you will go upside down more times than I can count on my hands, providing both an awful amount of airtime as well as a ride experience that you, nor your stomach, will ever forget. Here we are at the top 3 rides at the park, and for our number 3 position, we have Enterprise, the ride for you if you've ever wanted to go upside down without a restraint, because as crazy as it might sound, with this world famous flat ride spinning you and the other thrill seekers in your group at such a fast speed, whilst also slowly tilting upwards. By the time that you make it upside down, the G-forces will be holding you against your seat. So yeah, this ride is plain down bonkers, but also an attraction that if you have never experienced before, a trip to Fun Spot Orlando would be nowhere near complete without a spin on. Get ready to take flight, as for our number 2 position, we have Hot Seat, and out of all the non-coaster attractions around the world, this has got to be one of my favourites, with similar to your average chartered swing, just 100 feet taller, you will get the opportunity to take a seat on one of 2 giant arms that will then swing back and forth, higher and higher, until you are reaching this height and an angle more than 180 degrees. And therefore, with all of its funny interactions with the other arms, in addition to those views that you can get across Orlando, this should definitely be on the bucket list for all of those thrill seekers out there. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and in my eyes for the best ride at the park, we have got no other than White Lightning. And where do I begin when talking about this ride? As if I was going to talk about every great part, we would literally be here all day. Yet to start from the beginning, from the moment you walk into the park and realise there's a GCI Woody, you will instantly want to take a ride. And you should definitely do just that, as words literally cannot describe how amazing its 45 miles per hour drops, bank turns, airtime hills, and the list goes on really are. And so I think it is very easy to see why this is at our number 1 spot. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.